One of the most unsettling parts of the story out of the Middle East has been the global reaction to this terrorist attack and to the victims and what they suffered. We've seen it on college campuses and in cities across our own country. It's one thing to watch terrorists do terror. It's another thing to watch Americans cheering for it. Just a few examples. A UC Santa Barbara professor named Lisa Hajar posted a triumphant image of a bulldozer with a Palestinian flag busting through a fence. Lisa has since protected her tweets. How brave, Lisa. Profiles and courage. There you are. In Brooklyn, New York, 2 people were spotted tearing down posters of the hostages. Listen to what happened when they started being filmed.
Here. Stay here.
All right, I think that's good. Have a good day. Fuck you, and burn in hell.
Stay here.
No, don't worry. We're going this way, so tell the police to find us up here.
Charming. They're proud of what they're doing, pulling down pictures of missing babies. According to the Stop Anti-Semitism Twitter account, which you absolutely should be following if you're not, the woman in orange keeps calling the Jewish man filming them a dog in Arabic. That's what that word was. And then tells him to burn in hell. I'm sure she means it. That woman has since been identified as Sarah Dahoud. Sarah. Great to meet you. So glad we have a name now to go with the face. The outlet dug up an old bio for her from 2017. Apparently, she calls herself queer, gender fluid. She goes by all pronouns, and she is the child of Muslim refugees. Over in Boston, a woman was filmed at an upscale shopping center removing posters of Israeli children who have been taken hostage. She has been identified as a doctor named Zina al-Hadib, and she has now been fired. Enjoy retirement, Zina. Good luck, because there isn't a Jewish person on earth who would want to be in your care. Never mind the rest of us. It's important to remember exactly what these people are tearing down, okay? Think about it. Images like this. A baby boy who is 9 months old. He, his 4-year-old brother, and their terrified mother are all believed to have been taken hostage. The mom's cousin sobbing in an interview with CBS News saying she can only hope the 3 of them are together, that she tries not to think about the worst. Or little Raz, about 4 years old. Look at this video. A precious, sweet child. Oh my God, look at this girl. Weeks ago, she was playing guitar and dancing, as so many little girls do, making a heart with her hands, playing. She and her 2-year-old sister and their 34-year-old mother are among the missing. The dad says he has seen video of them in a vehicle, apparently being kidnapped by Hamas. These are the images well-meaning citizens are putting up to try to call attention to them and their plight, to try in some way to do what they can to get them back. And these are the images terrorist sympathizers, because really that's what they are, don't want you to see. Back with me now, National Review's Rich Lowry and Charles C.W. Cooke. How many of these are in your X feed, right? You're formerly known as Twitter. It's almost always women tearing down posters of missing children. There's some disconnect here. These people look sociopathic to me, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a low and despicable act. We all remember, anyone who was in New York after September 11th remembers all those missing posters, right? We all knew at a certain level they were death notices, but to touch them, to in any way disrespect them, would have been such a malicious act. And the same thing is true here. And it goes to what we've been talking about really the entirety of the show. There is this segment of opinion that doesn't recognize the legitimacy of Israel, that is tainted at the very least with anti-Semitism. And if you don't have enough respect for a missing baby, to just leave that poster alone, if you don't like it, look away, right? Walk faster, whatever you have to do, but to tear it down, it's a small thing in the scheme of things, but really a despicable act. And the way, that professor's bulldoze image, we've seen the same thing with paragliders. They have taken an image of an unspeakable act of evil and made it a symbol of worthwhile resistance. And that it at bottom is all you need to know about this cause.
I look at these people, Charles, and I think I would never want anything to do with them. I'm thrilled the doctor lost her job. I am on my feet applauding it. You sympathize with the people who've done to these children what we've been discussing for this past hour plus. I have no use for you. I'm thrilled you've been exposed. What do you think?
Well, I think the key is what you said, which is this is sympathizing with the people who committed these atrocities, because there's no way of attenuating this one. There are certain people who don't know anything. They don't know anything about the world. They don't know anything about the Middle East. They probably don't know where Israel is or anything about its history. And they get sucked into this radical chic idea that they're on the side of the oppressed against the oppressors, and they've maybe put up a sign that says Free Palestine or whatever. No, I think that's silly, and I disagree with it. But at least they could marshal in their defense the argument that they were advancing an abstraction. But what we're talking about here, there is no such excuse for. And the people who are taking down those posters are endorsing what Hamas did. This is an endorsement of tactics. This is an endorsement of action. It's not taking sides in the dispute. It's not filtering the Israel-Palestine conflict through some pre-existing ideological framework. It's saying that these images of the victims do not deserve to be memorialized. The people who put up images of paragliders are saying that that means of spreading terror and death is worth an endorsement. People who endorse the knocking down of fences are saying Israel does not have the right to defend its border. And this is a whole new level. And I think that's where the line is. We hear a lot in our debates over so-called cancel culture, of which I'm a big critic, that at some point everyone agrees that a given person needs to be cancelled. Well, yeah, I think that's true. There are certain circumstances in which, so one is if what you are doing for your job is directly related to the thing that you have said that is that makes it hard for you to do your job. And the other is if you are so far away from any debate or intellectual exercise and actually into the endorsement of evil. And I think that a whole bunch of the cases that we've seen, one of which you mentioned, fit the bill. If you are a doctor and you are saying that you think it is a good thing that Hamas murdered children and raped women and beheaded babies and so forth, then that is in direct contradiction to your Hippocratic oath, which is first do no harm. This isn't an ideological exercise. This isn't the university or a media institution saying this idea we came up with yesterday is now sacrosanct. That actually makes it very, very difficult for you to have patients and customers. So there is a big difference here, I think, between the sort of fellow travelers who put up signs and might be caught at the back of a protest at Harvard who really may not know what they're doing, although they should know better, and people who are explicitly endorsing this sort of evil. And the examples that you just gave fit into the latter category.
It's also, there's that woke term erasure that I hate. You never quite know what it means. This is erasure, right? This is someone who's so committed against Israel that they can't stand the idea that a post, somewhere in a corner of Brooklyn, there's a picture of a missing baby. They want that whole situation not exist. They don't want anyone to think of that baby, see that baby. That's erasure.
Yeah. The blowback now that's happening, it's the protests in the street, the tearing down of the hostage pictures, it's bad enough. But now we're seeing blowback, case after case, against Jewish citizens. Like Jewish Americans here are getting harassed. Just today, Barry Weiss, she started her own independent press outlet called The Free Press. She posted that this was scrawled outside of her offices over the past few days. And it reads, "Fuck Israel." And I think "fuck the Jews" is the other one. "Fuck Jews." Forgive my language. Scrawled outside of her offices. she's of course a Jewish woman who's been outspoken on this issue. She's got to show up at work and see that. If they think that's going to stop Barry Weiss, they don't know Barry. Okay? It's going to have the opposite effect of the one that's been intended. And then you have this example. Harvard hosted, I mentioned it before, a die-in on its campus this week. And this student walks by who I read is Israeli and goes to the business school there. This is according to the Washington Free Beacon, which did a great job reporting on this, our friend Eliana Johnson, her publication. The guy gets accosted and harassed because he happened to walk by and decided to film with his phone this Gaza die-in. I think we have some of the tape. Let's watch.
Exit. 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 Exit.
Don't grab me.
Other way. Exit. Exit. Exit.
Don't grab me.
Exit. I'm not grabbing anyone. I'm holding this up. Exit.
I live here.
Exit. Exit.
You're grabbing me.
It's not grabbing you.
What's that? What's that?
Exit.
Stop touching me.
Shame.
My God. He was an Israeli student who decided to film their very public protest. And you can hear them. By the way, we now know who the two instigators who were laying hands on him were. Harvard University graduate students. One, a law student, Ibrahim Barmal, a member of the Law Review, of course. And the other, a divinity school graduate student named Elam Teti, who lives with Harvard undergraduate students in a supervisory role known as a proctor. At least two of those individuals identified, according to the FBI report, because the victim went and reported this, who were aggressively confronting this guy who did nothing more, according to the report, than pull out his phone to film the rioters, and he got attacked. This isn't the south side of Chicago. This is on the Harvard quad.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the anti-Zionists or anti-Semitics have basically won the battle for hearts and minds in a huge swath of the academy the last couple decades, and we're seeing the effect of it. But it is, again, it's tinged at least with anti-Semitism. You would think by this reaction that what just happened 2 weeks ago is that Israel bulldozed its way through the Gaza wall, went to various cities and settlements near the wall, raped and decapitated babies, killed people, took hostages, and then left, right? That's the reaction. When it was, of course, completely the opposite. So it's Jews are victimized and they're still blamed, right? It doesn't matter, and just in medieval terms, if you told a lot of these people, oh, the Jews are poisoning the wells to kill Christians, they'd believe it, right? They're the kind of people who would believe it. This is the kind of sentiment that played into that. And unfortunately, a lot of mainstream outlets would report it.
Well, as autumn settles in, the Christmas decorations have already made their grand entrance. But before we allow the shopping stress to take over, take a moment to think about this. Many families have decided to embrace experiences and family gifts instead of the frenzy of individual shopping. Now is the perfect time to order the ultimate family gift, and that is a Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas. A Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas combines the benefits of a pool and a hot tub. Michael Phelps swim spas come in a variety of sizes to complement almost any yard, even if it's a small one. Installation can take less than a day, and since it's heated, you can use it year-round in any climate. Michael Phelps swim spas are 100% made in the USA by Master Spas. That's the world's largest swim spa manufacturer. Order yours today. Go to masterspas.com, put in the promo code MK to save $1,000 on a Michael Phelps swim spa or $500 on a Master Spas hot tub. Masterspas.com, promo code MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.